All righty, welcome to Leadership Education 2, Chapter 3, Lesson 1. Page 100 is what we're looking at. All right, everybody, please get a pencil and paper on your desk. We're going to start here on Chapter 3. And it is interpreting life's events and experiences and how you can apply these experiences to make you a better person. Some of you guys have been through my PE class. When I say life's curveballs, when I was teaching PE, what does that mean, Cody? Ooh, I remember something.
Going on a course.
Ooh, I remember something.
You're going on a course and then...
Everybody give him a round of applause for remembering something.
Like your grandpa dies and it's a curveball.
Okay, well that is exactly right. It is a curveball. And if you guys have not had a curveball in life because of family finances, because unexpected deaths, unexpected sicknesses. I had a cadet 2 days ago, last Friday, who was one of my lead cadets, walk in and said they had to move to Phoenix tomorrow. And so imagine, I'm sure some of you guys have been through the unexpected moves because of family situations or economics. So that cadet's gone. And one day they decided to move 100 miles to, I said, where are you in high school? Don't even know. Don't even know where they're moving. So you have these curveballs in life. It will happen to you. It happens to me. We had, my wife has had some medical issues that were unexpected. My son got accepted to a college 2,000 miles away, so he's gone, which is good for him, but it changes our family dynamics. You know, I have my younger son that looked up to Luke, and now Ryan doesn't have a big brother. He's off to college. So those things happen. What I'm suggesting to you is this is part of the growing and maturing process that all of you guys are going through so that you'll be not only adults, but successful adults and can take these fluctuations. I'm sure all of you guys have had friends and family that have had curveballs in life, and they haven't handled them very well. Anybody think about that? Somebody that, your family or friends that have had curveballs in life and they crashed and burned. They didn't do that well. And I'm telling you, if you think about it ahead of time, it's kind of again, exactly what we're going through here on this chapter as far as interpreting life's events and experiences and making them to your benefit no matter what happens. We're going to talk about building a positive attitude, overcoming challenging experiences. They call it challenging experiences. I call it life's curveballs. And again, the way I was trained as a fighter pilot is to always expect and be prepared for the worst alternative. And you can never be surprised then. You can always meet the challenge in combat because you know that no matter what you plan in a war situation, things will be changed and flexible. I have a saying that I put on our ROTC material that flexibility is the key to happiness, and I kind of think that is true. So we will talk about some of the issues here. Does anybody know what Maslow's hierarchy of needs is? Never heard of that. Good. Well, tell me about it. You're reading from the book. That's cheating. Oh. We will get there. We will get there, Cadet Hetherington. We will talk about your personality and your actions. This is pretty good follow-on to our public speaking where you came up here and did something that some of you guys were very uncomfortable. Matter of fact, last night at the hybrid speaking leadership lab, we had one of the adults say that they had, knew that the greatest fear that anybody can have, is it a spider, snake, fear of self? But one of the greatest fears, I'm telling you, is standing in front of an audience and speaking. And that can really make you nervous. And you know what's crazy is my peers don't have, they're teachers, right? They've grown up teaching you guys or teaching elementary school people, but I see it every meeting. These same people who love teaching teenagers, love teaching elementary school teachers, try to stand up in front of their peers and talk, and they crash and burn. They do all they do all those things, looking, I'm sweating, all this stuff. my peers, the adults, have problems speaking in front of themselves. So it's kind of like your situation. If you may get comfortable talking to your best friends and your buddies, but speaking in front of different people may give you a different philosophy. You know, it's your personality and how it shapes what's going on with you. All right, here is your assignment for right now. Okay, as a young person, ooh, I shouldn't read this. Cadet Van Boeven, come up here and read this. It is on page 100 there. Come on, you read it right there. You read it right there on your blue box there on page 100. Read it loud, please.
As you face tough decisions every day, school, grades, friends, family, money, rules, work, having fun, all these things present you with a range of choices to make. Think about a hard decision you had to make recently, one that you couldn't make quickly. What was your thought process before you made that decision?
So what was the thought process? So again, this is a good orientation for the chapter. You need to think about your thought process of what you guys did to make a decision. And then, oh, by the way, if y'all do this well, if we crank this out, I will tell you about myself as a teenager, where I did a good decision and I did a poor decision. So this can be a positive or negative decision for you guys, okay? All right, think about it. We're going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes and write down your thought processes. And then also there on to the left, it says quick write. You need to think about 5 words that helped you decide, describe and help you decide. And again, I'm doing the same exercise for myself, and I'll tell you where I made a good decision, I made a poor decision. Come up with 5 words that describe how you came up with the process of your decision.
So 5 words that help you make your decisions.
You can ask your buddy for a piece of paper. You can come ask your friend, your teacher for a pencil. Okay, I'll give you about another minute. Okay, guys, how about let's turn to your shoulder mates or three ships and talk about your different lists that you came up. Discuss how the lists are different with each person. And then I'm going to share to you my list. So here's your assignment. Discuss in a small group about what words you have on the list and how they're different. How did you come up with your decision? How about your shoulder mates? Go ahead.
Outcome, worthwhile, fear, depression,
And it did. After a while. What did you mean?
I thought of what I think about when I'm making a choice.
And did you have someone in the future? The outcome was
My dad was a doctor.
fun, exciting, parkour.
I just found that yesterday.
If I say no,
He's like,
if I lose it,
cry. He's a executive accountant.
Did you really put him right?
Is it an emergency? We have 4 minutes to go.
But then that's ABT.
It's an emergency. Okay, we're in the middle of recording. I need you to be participating. It's an emergency. Tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's come on back here, please. So, how different were your lists? A little bit different? Okay, what I've done here is I put on the board 2 of my experiences that I had as a teenager, which you guys can kid me about. Let's see, let's start with a bad decision I made. When I was about 17, anybody here 17? When I was about 17, okay. My mother, I had my best friend get married. His name's Paul. It actually wasn't my best friend, I'm sorry. My best friend's older sister got married. So I went to a wedding. You know, it was a pretty fun wedding on a Saturday afternoon. It was in the spring. I think it was May probably. And I asked my mother if I could borrow the cool car. And actually the cool car in the family was my grandmother's Cadillac. And so it was a huge, big Mongo car. And I go, man, that's cool. And I dressed up in my coat and tie. And I went to the wedding. But you know what? Just like you guys, weddings can be fun or they can be boring, not so fun. So I wasn't having all that great a time. And then I got with a friend of mine. And they said, hey, let's go to the beach. And I go, oh, that's cool. At the same time, there were other friends at the beach. The beach from where I grew up was 2 hours. And so we basically blew off the wedding. I was spontaneous. I thought that I could get away with it without my mother knowing about it. I had my ego. I was feeling good. I was road tripping with a friend of mine to the beach to see other friends. I had peer pressure. And you know, it was kind of daring and scary and fun to steal the car. Did I steal it? No, I just borrowed it. Okay, and went to the beach. 2 hours one-way way. We stressed a lot about the gas. You know, if my mom came back and the tank was empty and all we were doing was going across the town to, you know, a party, she might notice. We really stressed about the tank of gas. Came back, I put gas in, so it was right there at the halfway point. So I knew I got away with it 100%, right? So what happened was that was on a Saturday or something like that, and then on Monday I came out of the school. I lived right across the street, literally from the school. It's like I lived over there in the Rock or the LDS school house. Came out, my mother was sitting on the porch just like this, and she was mad. And I came right up to her and she goes, "Where did you go?" She didn't say, "Did I do it?" but where did you go? And I go, and I knew I was guilty. When you're speeding and the cop stops you, should you continue to lie? No. So I said, I took the car to the beach with, you know, my friend. We had a good time. And she goes, "I knew you went somewhere." And I said, "How did you find out?" And she goes, "The sand in the bottom of the car was different than the sand that's found around here."
She's good.
She's good. So, bad decisions. I never drove the car again. I was in double secret probation. It was a bad day for me. Here was a good day for me. When I was a sophomore in high school, we had, you know, I'm pretty sure it was like a history class. Okay, history class. We had our buddies who've been together, just like you guys know the guys all through middle school. There were two classes. One class before lunch, one class after lunch. I was in the after lunch class. During lunch, guess what? The before lunch kids came up and they had all the notes. And they had all the answers for the 25 questions. And that was really cool. They gave all the answers, A, B, B, C, D, A, B, B, to all the questions. We came in after class, and everybody in the class copied down the answers, the exact same test. And so then the teacher was probably pretty smart and knew that we finished the 25-question test in about 10 minutes, right? And they said, "Okay, you're going to grade them." And so they graded them. And now you need to go through and everybody tell me the answers. And they went through the entire class, and everybody told my answers. And all my buddies who would make C's and D's were making 98, 100, 98. I felt guilt. I felt fear. I worried about telling the truth. And the bottom line was, it came down to me. The teacher said, "Denny, what'd you make?" And I said, "Well, to be honest, I cheated on the test, and I don't deserve to have this grade." And so when one person said that, what does that mean to the rest of the class? That everybody cheated. So this one time, I made a good thought process, and I fessed up that I had cheated on the test. And basically, guess what happened to my buddies? How do you think they treated me?
They hate you.
I had about 30 kids in the class. All of them hated me except one friend of mine came in and goes, "That was the bravest thing I've ever heard anybody do." And of course, the teacher, what do you think the teacher thought about me? I made it in the class because they knew that everybody was you know, if the average of the class was 98. I wasn't the only one cheating. So anyway, these are my thought processes, the things that you guys need to think about. And we will continue on with this tomorrow.